besides her skills.
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. Or she's doing stuff we've never seen before. I've never seen anybody do that on a consistent basis. You know, that game I'm watching on the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means
Shaquille O'Neal just unleashed a truth bomb so massive it could register on the Richter scale, and it's got Angel Reese's name all over it. Forget dunks. Shaq just dunked on the critics, and the internet is still recovering. He didn't just defend Angel. He torched the haters with facts, fire, and a little bit of that classic Shaq charm. Turns out, he's not here for the double standards or the media nitpicking. What did he say that's got timelines buzzing and jaws dropping? Oh, it's spicy. It's bold. And honestly, it's the kind of support Angel Reese didn't know she needed.
What is the biggest misconception about Angel Reese? What are people getting wrong?
really a nice, beautiful young lady. But, you know, when you're in this thing of ours, you have to play a certain way and you have to be a certain way. A lot of times if they don't understand who you are, they misconceive. But I tell her all the time, don't ever worry about that. And she reminds me of myself or AI. She's as good or even better than some of the people that y'all are kissing up to, but y'all don't know it. But she knows it. And in order to be great, you have to know you're great.
Shaquille O'Neal didn't just defend Angel Reese. He slammed her haters through the floorboards with size 22 heat and a fast break of real talk. While critics nitpick every missed jumper like it's a Supreme Court hearing, Shaq's counting grit, grind, and the fact that most of these trolls couldn't make a free throw in an empty gym with 5 chances. Yeah, Angel's offense is still warming up, but let's not act like every NBA sophomore didn't stumble before they soared. Shaq's message? Chill out. Growth takes time, and Reese has the heart you can't coach and the fire you can't fake.
Here want to talk about Angel Reese, Shaq on Angel Reese's podcast.
Yes, please. That shit was crazy. It was
crazy.
Yes, it was fucking crazy.
Please expound.
Elaborate.
So it's really disappointing because I love Shaq. Shaq had Angel Reese on his podcast.
No, he was on her
she was on.
podcast. He went on hers.
I saw the background right. He's on her podcast.
Reese didn't just enter the WNBA with a headband and swagger. She walked in carrying an avalanche of expectations on her back. When you boast 1.7 million more followers than Caitlin Clark, the game changes. You're not just dribbling a ball, you're dribbling public perception. Every missed shot becomes viral content. Every turnover sparks think pieces. The scrutiny, ruthless, the spotlight, blinding, the pressure, astronomical. With the bar set somewhere in Earth's stratosphere, Angel's every move is judged not just as a player, but as a brand, a symbol, and a social media headline waiting to explode.
This is RG3. He said after watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Hate. And I'm like, you got that from a foul?
So NBA players. What about when somebody tackles you? Do you feel like they really
even if you felt like it was a dirty hit and you hopped up and was ready to fight, does that automatically mean you?
And then there's Shaq, who saw the backlash and immediately activated Big Brother mode. You know you're moving the needle when an NBA titan pauses his icy hot endorsements and DJ gigs to defend you on live TV. Shaq didn't just back Angel Reese, he straight up called the criticism unnecessary, which is probably the PG version of what he really wanted to say. Let's be real. If Shaq weren't keeping it polite, he'd likely toss most of these takes into the same bin as pineapple on pizza. Chaotic, undeserved, and something humanity should have collectively rejected a long time ago.
ChatGPT and type in the following. What is the single worst shooting percentage ever in WNBA? What is the single worst shooting percentage ever in WM. No, you type in ever in WNBA. What is the worst shooting percentage ever in WNBA? If you can put that ever in WNBA. Watch this, folks. Zoom in a little bit if you could. Watch this. Look what's going to come up. You ready? This is supposed to be Michael Jordan. The lowest. Okay.
Angel Reese in contrast.
Where do you see it? Angel Reese.
Let's be honest. Angel Reese's offensive stats haven't exactly been setting the world on fire. The shots aren't dropping like they used to, and it's pretty clear she's dealing with some rhythm issues. But here's the thing. This is to be expected when you're recovering from a wrist injury, trying to adjust to the speed and intensity of pro-level defense, and playing in a league where everyone's eager to see you stumble just so they can tweet about it. She's under more pressure than a rookie singing Adele at karaoke night. Yet, despite the struggles offensively, Angel is still out there crashing the boards like her life depends on it. She's boxing out with the precision of a Wall Street hedge fund manager sealing a scandal. While her offensive numbers might not scream superstar just yet, her effort, grit, and defensive tenacity remain top tier. Shaquille O'Neal recognizes it, and real fans see it too. The issue is that too many critics are already calling her washed over a cold shooting streak, which is ironic coming from folks who couldn't wash their own gym socks, let alone run plays against actual WNBA talent. And can we talk about the audacity? We're just 2 minutes into the season, and some are already prematurely declaring Reese's career over, as if they're watching a CSI box score edition. The woman has barely warmed up her wrist, yet the criticism is relentless. What went wrong? Nothing, except people expecting microwave success in a pressure cooker league.
I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like I'm talking about people who come down to my address, follow me home, like it's come down to that. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures.
Shaquille O'Neal, standing tall at 7'1", sees the situation clearly. It's just a slow start, not a career-ending collapse. Shaq, who famously struggled with free throws but still walked away with multiple rings and immense respect, understands the importance of patience. That's exactly what Angel Reese is doing, taking her time, working through the bruised wrist and all, building her game step by step. While critics are busy dissecting her shooting percentage as if they hold PhDs in WNBA analysis, Shaq has already made the only calculation that truly matters. Angel has the heart, hustle, and intensity to succeed. Once her offense heats up, she's going to deliver some serious receipts, hotter than courtside nachos. This isn't just a generic pep talk. It's Shaq-style mentorship. Part philosopher, part coach, and all oversized teddy bear with 4 rings and 0 tolerance for haters. Shaq told Angel to block out the noise, focus on what she can control, and keep cleaning the glass like she's tidying up before guests arrive. And she's listening. Despite the chatter about her 31.1% field goal percentage, Angel Reese is dominating the boards like she's collecting rent. Her debut against Paige Buchers? Expectations were sky high for a clash of the titans, but what unfolded was more nuanced, showing that her journey is just beginning, and she's got the resilience to rise above the doubters.
Angel Reese needs to be better at basketball. I'm not talking about as a person. I'm not talking about as a podcaster. I'm not talking about at the Met Gala. She needs to be a better player if we want this rivalry to be able to have some staying power. She had a very, very busy offseason, but at this moment, it does not seem like the offseason involved a lot of Mikan drills of left-handed layups. Right now, Angel Reese, she is a wildly famous rebounder. Somebody had the funniest tweet on this. The Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry is like if Kobe had a rivalry with Marcy.
Reese spent an extended stint on the bench, which, of course, sent Twitter into full tinfoil hat mode. Suddenly, everyone's a coaching analyst with a conspiracy theory. Is Reese being punished? Did she offend a sacred basketball ghost? No, people. She was benched, not banished. Coaches make calls. Players rest. It happens. Even LeBron occasionally sits without someone filing a missing person report. Still, let's talk stats, since the critics love them so much. Angel Reese is averaging a double-double with 10.0 points and a league-leading 12.3 rebounds per game. That's not just solid rookie numbers. That's snatching every missed shot like it's her personal property numbers. Yes, her shooting from the field is sitting at a less than fabulous 31.1%. But you know what? That's fixable. You know what's not teachable? Relentless motor, killer instincts, psychic rebounding sixth sense. She might be missing shots, but she's also missing nothing on the boards. And her coach? He's not exactly joining the doomsday chorus. Quite the opposite. He's singing backup in the Angels Got Next choir. Despite the low shooting percentage, the message has been clear. Her impact isn't defined by a cold streak.
You made some comments about Angel Reese.
Yeah.
You called her garbage compared to Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love black people. Mwah, 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 mwah. But I think sometimes we do play the race card too much. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese, stop it. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby.
Coaches aren't focused on Instagram arguments or what critics say you should be. They care about who boxes out, who dives for loose balls, and who turns a missed three into a second chance bucket. Reese does all of that effortlessly. If anyone doubts how rare that level of effort is, just watch a few defensive possessions from any team outside the Las Vegas Aces. Shaquille O'Neal sees the blueprint clearly. Reese isn't just another player. She's a long-term investment. A stock that might dip in the short term, but one you hold on to because you know it's destined to rise. Shaq understands what it's like to be judged harshly, to miss free throws while the world mocks, yet still walk off the court a champion. That kind of wisdom isn't something you find in Google. It's built through experience. That's the mentorship that forges legends. And let's not forget the mental pressure she's under, constantly in the spotlight, dissected like a frog in biology class. Yet she keeps her composure, rebounds with relentless focus, and hustles as if her shoes are ablaze. That grit can't be measured by stats alone. Yes, she might be missing shots right now, but she's not missing her moment. Not with Shaq in her corner, not with her unstoppable motor, and definitely not with the league's rebound crown already halfway fitting for her head. Give her some time. She's destined for greatness.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
She's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
Once those shots start falling, the same critics who doubted her will be stumbling over each other to say they always believed. But real ones? We see the hustle now, and we know exactly who she is. And yet, despite all the missed layups, all the wild drives that somehow hit the bottom of the backboard like she's aiming for a secret tunnel to Narnia, Shaquille O'Neal is still standing tall behind Angel Reese like a 7'1" wall of unwavering belief. She could toss up a shot that lands in section 112, and Shaq would still be there nodding like, "Great hustle, baby girl." It's loyalty, yes, but it's also vintage Shaq. This is the same man who once told the world he couldn't shoot free throws because the rims were rigged. Logic and Shaq don't always go hand in hand, but when he believes in you, that's a kind of insane, undying basketball gospel. Let's be real. Angel Reese is drawing the Chicago sky back like a poorly placed anchor in a swimming race. Her shot chart lately has been more like a Jackson Pollock painting. Chaotic, hard to interpret, and deeply questionable. You'd almost think she's allergic to open looks at this point. Layup, brick, open jumper, brick, baseline floater, brick so heavy it's got a mortgage.
Reese is great
Caitlin
also.
Clark?
Angel Reese is great also.
Angel Reese is a very good player, but she's ugly to watch. Have you watched her play? She's a typical WNBA. She's off great on the offensive glass, rebounding, but watching her play, terrible layups. The reason people are captivated by Clark is the way she plays, like Steph Curry. And the thing that I don't like people making it race. I don't think it's in the league that's race. It's jealousy that she's so popular. But there's lots of major white female WNBA megastars that nobody cares.
But Shaq isn't bothered. For him, every missed shot or mistake is just a building block, a part of shaping character. He's out here constructing resilience and toughness, even as fans clamoring for a better offensive strategy focus on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, over in Indiana, Caitlin Clark has entered her injured but still legendary phase. She's been sidelined due to injury, hasn't played a single minute, yet continues to influence the game as if she's silently coaching from the sidelines, holding a mental playbook and whispering strategies telepathically. Remarkably, the Indiana Fever are moving the ball more fluidly, spacing the floor more effectively, and looking like a team that's already internalized the playbook, despite Caitlin's absence. Her aura alone seems to energize the team and set plays in motion. Contrast that with the Chicago Sky, where Angel Reese's presence on the court is currently unintentionally fueling turnovers, half-hearted screens, and rushed shots that seem more like desperate attempts than strategic plays. While Reese is grinding through double-doubles, she's also battling questionable decisions, driving into triple coverage with the shot clock winding down, as if asking, "Is this really the best move?" Shaq remains undeterred. He could be courtside, watching her go 3 for 17, but still defend her with the passion of someone who believes she's redefining the game. Why? Because he sees the bigger picture, or at least he says he does.
To the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good.
According to him, every missed layup is a learning moment. Every brick is future firewood for the blazing trail Angel's going to light up later. He talks about her like she's on a hero's journey. Right now, she's in the fall flat on your face in front of millions part. But Act 2 is coming, and it's going to be glorious. And again, let's not pretend Shaq is impartial. LSU blood runs deep. He sees Angel as his basketball little sister, and Big Bro ain't about to let her get cooked without jumping in to block the heat. That's admirable, sure, but also hilarious when the stats are begging for a timeout. Reese could have a shooting night that sets back analytics by 20 years, and Shaq would still pull out a, "But did you see that hustle?" like it's a gold medal performance. This dynamic only gets funnier when you consider that Caitlin Clark, again, isn't playing. She's basically on the bench sipping Gatorade, probably sending memes to her teammates, and still finds a way to elevate her team. The Fever look more confident, more composed, and more competitive with Caitlin as a glorified hype woman than the Sky sometimes do with Reese actively grinding through minutes. It's absurd. It's dramatic.
I know what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this the curse of Dave Portnoy. Barstool Sports El Presidente. He went on a rant about that Ryan Clark stuff, and he said all he had to say about Angel Reese and Ryan Clark and that whole mess. And I will say this, his rant cursed Angel Reese because she proceeded to have the absolute worst game of her life. I mean, that is absolutely the worst game of her life.
It's almost like a reality TV show. If the WNBA ever wanted to produce a behind-the-scenes docuseries, just follow these two and have Shaq narrate it. Still, the critics are always ready to jump in, eager to compare Reese to Caitlin Clark at every opportunity. Why can't she be more like Caitlin? They ask, as if Clark isn't thriving in a system built around her shooting style, or as if she didn't grow up with cameras pointed at her from high school onward. Reese, meanwhile, is often seen as a rebuild project, expected to be a team leader, social media icon, brand ambassador, and the league's version of Dennis Rodman, minus the wild hair. While Clark makes magic without even lacing up, Reese is dissected as if she's a political scandal. Every poor shooting night becomes a referendum on her worth, and every turnover is portrayed as if she just sank the economy. Even when she's grabbing 15 rebounds, the conversation still revolves around her 3 for 14 shooting night. Shaq is one of the few loudly pointing out, "Yeah, but she got those 15 boards while you're busy tweeting hot takes from your couch." And honestly, he's not wrong. His perspective reminds us that performances aren't just about shooting percentages, they're about effort, impact, and resilience. Angel Reese may not be excelling in every aspect of her game. Let's not pretend otherwise. But what she is doing is playing with heart and relentless effort. She's hustling with intensity, throwing elbows and knees in the paint, and defending with a fire that shows she's got something to prove. Because she does. Shaq's unwavering support might seem like blind loyalty, but it's probably rooted in something deeper. An understanding that greatness isn't a straight path. Sometimes you stumble. Sometimes you get knocked down by criticism. And other times, you keep fighting, rebounding your way through the setbacks until your game finally catches up. Sure, Caitlin Clark might be the face of the WNBA's shooting revolution, rewriting media narratives and working through her own rehab, but Angel Reese embodies the grind, the gritty, unglamorous work that doesn't always make highlight reels but earns respect. Even if her layups are missing in action and her shots seem to dodge the rim like it's allergic, Shaq is fully behind her. And honestly, if you had to pick between Twitter critics and one of the greatest players in NBA history backing you every step of the way, we'd all choose Shaq, even if our jump shot still needs a miracle or a PowerPoint presentation. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.